Oh man, y'all know it's time to react. I would have did it late last night, man, but decided to do it this morning. Fresh morning. Happy Sunday morning to everybody, man. Final LSU beats Ole Miss. Y'all can say what y'all want, man. Let's talk real quick about the QB matchup. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Neither quarterback played really well. They both struggled in this game. But for me, and I told y'all, Nussmeier was going to make the plays, and he made the plays in the clutch for them to win the game. Again, not a great game from Nussmeier, right? I give him probably a C+. I give Dart like probably a C, you know what I'm saying, for this game. Just way too many turnovers. And Dart, like, you know, I was confused. Like, obviously, Caden Lee, shout out to him, man, coming from Kennesaw Mountain here in Georgia, had a career game, over 9+ catches, 100+ yards. But the one where you could put the game away, he throws into double coverage, darn near triple coverage, and it's an interception. So that was my point when I talked about Dart. Not that he's not a great quarterback, but it's like when those clutch moments come and it's a big game and you need to make a play, it seems like oftentimes or not, he does not make that play. Now, the Ole Miss defense, for the most part, played pretty well, right? They played good enough for you to win this game. You got to knock them out. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see that from Dart. Dart does not knock people out. And that's why I took Nussmeier in this matchup. Now, again, 2 interceptions. He didn't play well. You know, he did not. So let me keep reiterating that. But made the clutch plays, 337 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. And I tell you what, Ole Miss, they're going to have to figure out that number 28. When I'm talking about number 28, I'm talking about Jayon Kennedy. He got picked on twice. Aaron Anderson on 4th and 5, a critical down. Got to have it for LSU. They threw it his way. It was a 25-yard or 23-yard reception for a touchdown, right? Pivotal, right? Going back to Kyron Lacey, a double move right towards the end of the game when he had the ball. Some people could say he did push off there. Depends on who you ask, you know. Ole Miss fans will probably say he pushed off. LSU fans probably say he fell down, depending on who you ask, like I said. But same thing. Attacked him, got the game-winning touchdown in overtime. So, nonetheless, they got to figure out 28 because teams are going to see that on film, and they're going to pick on this guy. I know it's probably young, but he got picked on, and that was kind of the telltale for Ole Miss in this one. They took advantage of that. They seen it in before regulation to get the game into overtime, and they did it again in overtime to end the game. Now, you can say what you want about the LSU defense. Now, they gave up some yardage, but the key in this game, like I said, Ole Miss just did not have that knockout punch, that knockout blow. When they got into the red zone, they were forcing field goals. That was pivotal in this game. It kept LSU in it while the offense figured it out. And like I said, I'm going to talk more about Nussmeier and what they need to do going forward. But shout out Will Weeks, man. Exceptional game, career game for him. 18 tackles, 10 solos, 1 sack, 2 TFLs. He looks like the real deal. And he started last year as a true freshman. Coming from Oconee County here in Georgia, had a magnificent performance. Can't play much better than what he played. Had the key pivotal sack late in that game as well to help LSU out, man. Greg Penn had another good game as well. 9 tackles for him, 4 solos, half sack, half tackle for loss. It was a great game overall, I thought, for the defense, not allowing them to get a lot of touchdowns. They did get touchdowns in this one, but hold and serve while the offense figured it out. Now, going back to Nussmeier, they got to figure out they have a really good tight end. It is crazy to me. He only had 5 or 6 catches in this one. They didn't start targeting him more until the fourth quarter when the game was on the line. I like the shot plays to Kyron Lacey. I like the shot plays to Anderson down the field, right? And obviously LSU, you're missing a lot of your guys. You're missing 3 key pivotal receivers for you. I don't understand. You have a really good tight end, probably one of the better ones in the SEC. Why do you not give him the ball more in short intermediate routes? You got to explain that to me. That to me makes no sense at all, right? He should not have to go and throw shot plays every single play. It seemed like he was almost forcing it, you know, when it was not there. You know, now he's going to grow. Nussmeier's going to get better. He's going to figure things out. But you got to find a way to involve Mason Taylor more in this offense and get him the ball because he showed the ball in his hands. He's dangerous, and he could be that weapon over the middle of the field when defenses might run cover 2 or, you know, some cover 3s, cover 4s when they're taking away that deep ball and giving you the underneath. They got to work on that part of the game for LSU if they want to have a chance to be dangerous. Next up, too, they got to figure out this running game. This is not going to cut it. 24 carries, 84 yards. I understand it. Threw it 51 times. You got to have some balance. You know, I know they're a dominant passing attack, but again, this is not a good number right here, right? This is not a good number right here. None of these. So you got to figure out this running game with Durham, Josh Williams. You might have to play a couple young guys. You got to figure this out. This is not going to cut it into winning the SEC. That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Kyron Lacey. Big game. 5 catches, 111 yards, a touchdown. Aaron Anderson had the big one late. 3 catches, 81 yards. And they're going to get healthy and get some of their guys back. So you feel pretty good about that if you're LSU. Now, if you Ole Miss, I think they should lean a little bit more Ulysses Bentley. I liked his game. He was running hard. He averaged darn near 10 yards a carry. You only get the ball 11 times. When you try to knock out a team and they struggling, lean on that ground game. You know what I'm saying? Lean on it. Because I feel like they would have leaned on it more. They would have did good. Parrish had a pretty decent game as well. I mean, only 3 yards a carry, but it was a good switch-up back for them. Lean on Bentley a little bit more, man. You got some pretty good backs. You ran for 181 yards, right? Use that a little bit more, man, to help you. Now, they did run it, obviously, 41 times, so that is pretty decent balance. I mean, you take away the 15, obviously, for Jackson Dart. You go down a little bit. You about around 26. But, nonetheless, run it just a little bit more. And I think you'll like the results if you're Ole Miss, man. But shout out to Caden Lee. Big game. Like I said, 9 catches, 132 yards. He had a career-type night. Just was not enough. So if you're LSU, man, you feel good because you got this big win at home. In overtime, you struggled. It was not your best game, but you found a way to win. And I always tell y'all, that is what matters at the end of the day. Finding a way to win in the clutch when you don't have your best game. LSU did that, and it came out victorious. And I told y'all, Nussmeier would have a better game. You know what I'm saying? He still struggled. I give him a C+. You know what I'm saying? But to me, he played better than Dart. Comment below, LSU fans, how y'all feel about that dub?